welcome to another episode of The Back Bar Doddie Aid. Obviously, you're with myself, Minnie, if you don't recognise the dulcet tones. And as always, joined by my two partners in crime, Ali Skywalker McLeod and John Gemmell. How are you doing, lads? How are we doing?
Good, my man. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad. It's been an eventful week. First and foremost, biggest thing of all was yesterday on another podcast that we won't talk about. They announced that we'd hit the 1 million mark in 10 days, which is fucking fantastic. So
amazing.
really good effort. So everyone that's joined already, fantastic. And if you know people that haven't joined, bully them and get them in. There's leagues involved. We've got probably the best.
Easily.
Maybe not giving tickets to a Lewis Capaldi show, but some other cool shit in there. So if you're not in it, can't win it. Fuck you. So yes.
Am I right in thinking that I'm not sure they even hit 1 million last year over the whole thing?
I don't think they did. I don't think they did, and they've done it within 10 days, and there's plenty of time to make more. So
exactly. Keep it going.
Very exciting. Very exciting. And all for a good cause. So that's exactly the good news. So what else has been happening with you guys?
Hey.
Well, I don't brush over the main news for this evening. We're in the Back Bar League. I believe we've hit a certain magic number of our own. So someone got extremely cocky on the last episode. Thinking that their pasty white leg is going to remain
Alabaster white.
Alabaster. So I'm not into your fancy words.
Alabaster does sound like some sort of like southern gentleman, doesn't he?
Yeah,
and here's my friend Alabaster.
Is it not?
That's a good name. Yeah. If I have some sort of surprise child, that's what I'll call him.
Back to the point.
Go back to Mr. Cocky here. So it turns out there was an influx of participants into the Back Bar League, and Martin James is getting a tattoo.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I was obviously keen to put it out there. I wanted to get as many people registered as possible. I done this when we had 20. We got 57 last year, and I thought there's no hope in fucking hell that we were going to hit 75. And then I just seen the numbers going up and up and up and up. And then obviously it was our good pal Neil Dunning's lovely wife Katrina that tipped us over the edge.
Well done.
And just to rub salt in the wound, someone else joined today, so it's 76.
So you can't even go
seal the deal.
75 plus. Yeah, you've gone past that, I'm afraid.
So tattoo will be getting done. We've contacted our good pal Tattoo Dave, who's going to try and slot it in. I felt guilty actually asking about tartan tattoos because I thought that must be an absolute fucking nightmare to do. But he said because it's like a 3D effect, it won't be as bad. Yeah, that'll be getting done soon. So I'm hoping you guys will join me for some moral support.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be the guy. I'm going to get like 6 beers and just watch it.
Just throw cans at me when I'm getting
That's the next day out, or maybe not the next day out, but that will be a day out.
A day out.
Yeah, a day out, definitely not the next one.
A day out, indeed.
Try and get it on a weekday, so I've got an excuse not to go to work.
Yeah, I could try that. I'm sure my work would also be delighted to say I'm taking a day off to get a tattoo. It's not like Ali that just runs off and does it whenever he wants. He's the boss.
Oh yeah. I can only imagine it's probably only going to take about an hour. I'm going to take a full day off work for an hour's worth of tattoo. But I would have 8 hours of drinking to do afterwards, and I'm going to need the next day off work too.
8 hours of massaging Bepanthen into my thigh, like.
Dibs on that job.
I was going to say, do you need someone to do that?
You guys are more than welcome. Highest bidder. So lowest bidder. Lowest bidder.
You have to get Back Bar Podcast 2023 on it as well, or just the.
Don't try and change the rules now, mate.
All right, sorry.
That's for my bum later on.
Is that a picture of Gemmell on one cheek and a picture of me on the other cheek?
I mean, all I need to do is add colour of hairs because you both get like arse faces. So
that's
why you shoot it.
Like the Mitchell brothers were here. But yeah, so okay. that's done. So 2 good news, one kind of good news and one really good news. The other bit of bad news though, Ali, what's happened? Training.
I've pulled my calf. I'm going to say it's my own fault. It definitely is my own fault. playing squash, trying to get fit and everything, and was just literally did about a 2 minute warm up, jumped on the court, and 5 minutes into the game, ping, went in the calf. So now it's my own fault. I clicked over on 40 there, so I should be doing more than a 2 minute stretch before I'm going running about a squash court. So
I don't
Very
think you're in
true.
class having a fag and a beer as warm up.
That's it. Is that the Tam Shepherd warm up?
So I was gutted last night. I really was it because I've just got over a back injury as well. So I spent pretty much 6 weeks doing nothing with a back injury.
Is that brushing your teeth, did you?
Not no, that was not me. Thankfully, that's the member of the Back Pop podcast that did that.
That was bad, by the way.
Thankfully, I've iced it and everything today. We've got my wee massage gun on it and stuff, and it actually doesn't feel as bad as I thought it was going to be. So hopefully, a couple of weeks max, and I should be back to normal. But I might do walks or something.
You're going to be able to do something else to keep the miles ticking over?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I might try and just walk or something.
Or you could do the upside down peloton bike.
Yeah.
Work those arms. It's almost like rowing, like proper. No, canoe. What's that thing? Canoeing, isn't it? When you do the
canoeing, kayaking, either one.
That. So upside down peloton, video it. That'd be a great thing to see.
Two problems with that one is that one, I don't have the core strength to hang upside down or be upside down, and two, I don't like being upside down. So
but you do have excellent balance.
Yeah.
Okay, it was just an idea, it's for charity.
You could try it and video it. Just
okay.
We wouldn't share it on social media. Well, in fact, we need to actually offer you some congratulations.
Me?
On getting your Duke done.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, do you know? See, that was actually
no budgie smugglers, but
yeah. No, I really did not try to get budgie smugglers. I'm not going to lie. So I was like, came to the weekend. I was like, oh, I've got to do this. A funny story about it though. So we went up to the Barhead Reservoir to do it. Found a wee kind of standing bit to jump in. So took the family with me as a bit of a laugh. So we kind of set them down at the edge of the pond or walk, whatever to do it. And I jumped in, did the bit. But as I got out, the kids were sitting on my towel. So I got up and I was like, get off the towel, move. So I picked Skylar up and flung him out the way. But I just picked up the towel as Rory was getting, and he was right at the edge. So Rory's head went forward as if he was going there. Lorna had to do some sort of spidey jump to grab him. Literally, I'm not joking, 6 inches from the edge because it was like a downhill. So Rory stood up, and because I whipped the towel, he moved forward, and he was like going forward head first into the lock. He was.
Oh, man.
If it wasn't for Lorna, I'd have a divorce right now because he was going in that thing.
In fairness, it's not your fault. It's actually, if anyone's fault, it's Xander Fagerson's fault for challenge.
I'll bring that up with him next time I see him.
Right, good luck with that.
Yeah, but it was such. I said, tip of the cap to Lorna. Her mum reflex kicked in big time, and I've never seen her move so fast. Like she actually must have been a good 6 feet because she was up on the pathway, and she literally jumped in like one motion, like 6 feet, and grabbed him. I didn't even see it. I just seen him. I was like, "What are you doing?" I didn't even. There was no reaction on my part. He was behind me. And he was going in. Didn't even see him going. But
so I'm glad he's okay, and that you're not divorced. That's good.
It's even more good news. What a week.
Yeah, but I tell you what, it is cold.
Oh.
You know.
I think
we found that out.
I feel.
The lunchbox was vanishing at a rate of knots. So yeah, not ideal. What I was going to say, we actually got another bit of good news, and we don't actually do this often in the podcast and pure bigger other kind of companies and stuff. But I think we need to make an exception with our two pals, Ali and Gordon Stevenson, who have just launched their own whiskey company, Turntable Whiskey.
Yeah.
So awesome for them doing that, and I'm hoping that the more we talk about it, the more stuff we get from them for nothing.
I'm thinking a tasting night sounds delightful. Sounds very gentlemanly.
Back bar live tasting night. That is no way that could go wrong.
It definitely shouldn't be done live either.
We'll record it and there'll be a hell of a lot of editing.
I could be a full 24 hours in the editing suite. Like, oh, Jesus, take that out as well.
There would only be two of you in it, and then I'd just be in the disabled toilets anyway. So.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that would actually be a good
Classic behaviour.
to get a little group together. But turntable whiskey. Boys will be doing some good. I think that he's talking about their first bottling is in March. He was saying so, coming soon.
Okay, it's not far away.
Like a dram. Give us a shout, give them a shout. Shout.
Walk down the street, shout turntable whiskey.
That's it.
See what happens.
Try and get some merch. I'd fancy one of those hats that they showed. Remember they showed the hats? I quite fancy a hat.
Is that a trucker cap?
Yeah, that'll look cool. Maybe I get a pair of turntable budgie smugglers.
Ooh, no thanks.
Get them for next year's Duke.
Extra large, obviously. More just to get this big rig in them.
For my eyes.
It's not for the front, it's for the back. Real
Right.
drive.
Tell us, so what's happening tonight?
Tonight
Yeah.
is quite exciting. To add maybe a bit of class to the back bar. We've actually got former model, TV presenter, radio presenter, and other things that we'll get to. But Jennifer Reoch is going to be joining us, pals with Des Clarke on Heart Radio. She is joining us to go through all our Doddie Aid stuff and no doubt be offended by some of your guys' horrendous chat. So,
I'm on water only tonight.
I was going to say Skywalker's. That's where you bow out.
Yeah.
for the best. So yeah, fuck it. Let's just get her on, see what she's saying to it.
Let's go.
Okey-dokey.
Okay, so up next, joining us at the back bar tonight, we have got former model, former Miss Scotland, former TV presenter, current radio host, the one and only Jennifer Reoch. Jennifer, welcome to the back bar. How are you getting on?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm good, thanks.
It's really good to see you. How's things been going? Been busy?
Yeah, no, it has been good. Been back in sort of on the radio doing the Heart Drivetime show, which has been good fun, and still in about trying to do some bits and pieces of filming as well. So it's been a good mix, but it was also a very lazy Christmas period, which was lovely. I kind of became a big Christmas chocolate potato cheese filled person and didn't do very much, so it was great.
Yeah, you're in good company.
Yeah.
We were all of that mixed with a couple of bottles of Baileys to make.
That's what I like to hear.
In fairness, we were doing it under orders from the Team Glasgow captain, Ryan Wilson, so...
You can't say no to the captain.
Exactly. No. We do what we're told.
Plus, Ryan's a scrapper. You don't want to get in the wrong state with Ryan. So.
I think it's only advisable, and if it all tastes great, then that just has to be the side effect. It's all good.
It also makes the whole Doddie Aid thing more of a challenge, doesn't it? If we're carrying a bit more timber, so if anything, we're doing the right thing.
It definitely does. I mean, what's the point in doing things if it's not a challenge? You know, you like to make it as tough as possible, and yeah, I've definitely done that.
I mean, if it was like the 20th of December, I was about 5 stone lighter, so it would have been much easier then. So I'm glad I went through that process.
Yeah, you've been lean, sprinting around town, but you thought, no, I want to do this properly. If we're going to raise money, we're going to do it in a smart way and make sure it's really tough every step of the way.
Exactly. And the good news is we've got our league set up. So we've got, as we mentioned earlier, we've got 76 people now in the league. Emma Dodds, Ryan Wilson, Xander Fagerson, Simon Donnelly, loads of these cool names. I've not seen your name in our league, Jen. So what's the script?
Called
Good,
out.
glad there's extra pressure on now. I don't think I'm worried about my mileage. I'm not going to lie. I feel like there's a lot of people in there that are getting in some serious numbers, and I just don't know if I can keep up. So maybe I'll have to join that league and embarrass myself publicly. That's maybe what needs to happen.
I can have a live look in at the league right now, and scrolling down to the bottom, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on 0 miles.
I'm ahead of them!
There you go.
That's it. And then you look at the top end, you see Rob Wainwright and this other guy on 200 miles at this point, and it makes you feel
Really bad.
And
Yeah, to be fair, I think again, like loads of people over kind of Christmas and start of the year, like I think so many people had some form of cold or flu or feeling rubbish. So I think I just took that on to make it more challenging to get into fitness in January because I felt rubbish. And then have gone out and started easy, guys. I've just easing myself in. There's a 6 foot window here. I've done a few walks just to get some miles because you don't have to be an Olympic athlete to do this, which I think is important to remember, and that's what I'm telling myself on a daily basis. Got some running in today, got some miles in today, so starting to feel a bit better about that. But it's going to take a while before I'm catching up with Rob and his 200 miles.
Yeah, that's just silly. I thought I was, yeah, I think I'm on about 75, and I thought I was like, I'm absolutely knackered and done in from it. Like this guy's on 220. I'm like, Jesus.
That's the 75, Jenny. What you won't have heard was Jen mentioned to us earlier that the thing that's been getting her through her training is actually listening to our podcast, which has been
every step of the way, guys. Every step of the way.
That will make you run faster. But like, I'll just run fast and just get this over with. So.
It needs to stop.
We'll give to help.
So, on to yourself, Jen.
Yes.
Obviously, you were back a few years ago. You were Miss Scotland. You competed in Miss World. What's that actually like? I don't know if there is a Mr. Scotland, but the three of us would hear that kind of thing.
Speak for yourself.
But what's it like to compete in something like that? Then is all the competitors quite supportive of each other, or?
Do you know, it's kind of, I think it's almost disappointing when people ask that question because they want a bit of gossip, but generally I find it great. Everyone was really nice. It's a bit of a, like, I suppose, a different world. It's something that I hadn't really thought too much about doing before I kind of got into it. And it was such a good year to be Miss Scotland. Like, I absolutely loved it. Really cool opportunities. During that year, I worked with a charity called Wobbly Williams, Funding Euro, and I actually climbed Kilimanjaro with them. And I ran the London Marathon, which was the single worst thing I've ever done in my life. That was really cool. But yeah, took on good challenges. Being part of Miss World was, again, kind of one of those weird life scenarios where you're like, I can't believe this is actually something I'm doing. But there was a load of really good girls involved. I made some good friends, and they've been like really nice to stay in touch with and go and visit. Like friend Serun, who was Miss Iceland at the time, gone to visit her, met her family, that kind of thing. It's kind of good network with people, and there's a lot of sort of cool people doing nice things around the world. So it was it was a really cool and a bit surreal experience, but I wouldn't change it for the world. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, did you get, obviously from then you've kind of gone on to, you're now in the broadcasting world. Was that off the back of opportunities that came from that, or?
Yeah, do you know, I think it gave me a bit of the confidence to do it because it did give you an insight into sort of a world, and it helps with connections and networking and just meeting people and getting work experience. So I'm glad that I did that. I mean, when I was at university, I actually I studied law and French, so nothing to do with media or broadcast really. And I didn't really want to be a lawyer, so I went into more of a media side of things. But I was like part of the student TV at like Glasgow Uni and things like that. So it was something I always knew that I was interested in and wanted to experience in. So I was lucky enough to get work experience and just sort of chip away from that. So I was like a runner on Antiques Road Trip, like wrapping up antiques and bubble wrap and driving a van around Scotland. And I've been like a runner at BBC. I worked on like one of the lottery programs as well, and all those kind of things. So I have I've worked in the production side, and I've been quite keen to get in and do a bit more of the presenting side, which I really enjoy. And the variety of it is brilliant, and the people that you meet are generally great. Like it's just a whole host of ridiculous things. Like I worked at STV for about 4 years, and you just get to do so many crazy things. Like it was great. We got to there was a Shetland pony eating a giant like Empire biscuit once. That happened. Like
that might have just been me.
That's just random stuff like that. Like you're ice climbing one day, you're speaking to like musicians, you're speaking to like local community champions. The whole variety of it is amazing. And again, I've been lucky to sort of continue to work within that industry and on the radio and across TV and different events and things like that. So yeah, it's been a bit of a wild ride, but it's been good fun.
Nice.
Sounds like it's been a bit more exciting than if you'd gone down the law route anyway.
Yeah.
Varied. I don't want to insult the law route. I have a lot of friends that would hate me for it. But yes, let's say it's been a bit more dynamic than some of the roles I might have found myself in a legal firm. Yeah, definitely.
Also,
It wasn't for me.
you don't need to wear one of those weird wigs that they wear as well.
I don't think that's a prerequisite for every lawyer, but I mean, I think I'd have probably seen if I could, just for lols, really. That would have been doing it.
Aye, fair dues.
An improvement in my hair half the time.
Don't ruin it for me. I've just got this picture that anyone that says they're a lawyer just kicks about on one of those.
Just in the pub with their whiskey, just sitting there like discussing cases.
Insane, my lord.
Right. Pretend I didn't say that. All
Okay.
lawyers. Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. You heard it here first.
Thanks.
Right. Well, jumping over to what we're kind of doing is the Doddie Aid. So, what made you want to get involved with Doddie Aid?
Well, I mean, it's obviously just an amazing event. It's raising money for a charity and a cause and trying to find a cure for such a horrific illness. It's just such a cruel illness, and to do anything towards that is a great thing. And I think everyone that can get involved should absolutely be there to raise awareness, to raise money, to try and make sure more research is done. And that's a no-brainer. And that's, I suppose, a big part why everyone is involved. But I think, again, like everyone across the country, very aware of Doddie, the man, and the legacy that he's left behind now, and the amazing work that he has done just to make it very vibrant and positive. It's a really like proactive and exciting thing to be part of, considering the reality of why it started is such a hard thing to sort of stomach, I suppose. Me personally, this year is my first year, which is bad. I should have been part of this before, but I'm glad that I finally caught up and I am there and part of it. And I think it was actually Rob Wainwright that got in touch with me and said, would I be interested in getting sort of involved and being part of the Team Glasgow? And I was like, I can't believe I haven't done this myself already. Yes, of course, I want to be part of it. But I was actually doing a cycle last year. It was a Glasgow from Edinburgh cycle, and I'm not a big cyclist, which is why my miles will not reflect the levels throughout this. But I was like, yeah, I'll do it, no problem. Vaguely sporty, not as fit as I should have been, and I was like, it'll be great. It was one of the toughest things I have ever done. It was just behind the marathon, and up there is one of the worst. I think we covered pretty much all the hills in central Scotland. But yeah, Rob Wainwright was doing the same cycle, and after that, he was like, "Oh, I know you were doing that cycle. Do you want to sign up and do some more activity?" And I was like, "That cycle nearly killed me, but yeah, I will try and get better. I shall try and be part of the Doddie Aid team." And that was it. I thought, let's do it. So I've been trying to convince everyone that I speak to join in and be part of it. My other half, Jamie, I've signed him up. He's actually doing better than me in miles, which is very embarrassing. So I need to catch him. My only mini league here in the house.
Yeah, I think Rob's a very hard man to say no to.
Oh, impossible. Yeah, definitely. He was just like, it's going to be great. I was like, right, count me in. I think that regardless of Rob getting in touch, though, it is one of those things that is growing, which is amazing. More people getting involved. I think I saw that the whole sort of Doddie campaign, we've crossed over the £1 million, but like
have indeed, yep.
Which is incredible, and it shows the love and the warmth that I think Doddie brought out in so many people. Everyone cared about him, but they also care so much about increasing that legacy. And you know what? Mm-hmm. Even at the end of the day, it's also just great motivation to get out, because January is bleak.
Big time.
The weather is so grim, like cold, wet, consistently just a bit rubbish. So to kind of have to, you look at your app and you're like, oh, I've only done 5 miles. Better get out. So that's quite nice. It gives you an extra wee kick to say get outside.
Yeah. Big time. I went for a run at lunchtime today, and I was running over the bridge at Waverley in Edinburgh. and the wind was coming down at my face, the rain was pelting down at my face. I was like, there's absolutely no chance if this wasn't during Doddie Aid, I'd be out here. I'd have just done a U-turn and went straight back to the office.
You're such a try-hard gamer. You really are.
What? Because I'm putting effort in.
Yeah, such a try-hard.
Sorry, mister. Oh, my calf's a bit sore. I can't run.
I explained that situation already.
Yeah, they do this all the time. Honestly, they're like a married couple, the pair of them.
It's a beautiful thing. You can't bicker like that if there's not a lot of love there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've known each other too long. I think that's the problem.
That's it.
I'm just worried who's going to get custody of me, to be honest.
It'll be shared. I'll get you the weekend.
50-50 split. You'll have to break it up. Who's to go to for Christmas? It's going to be difficult. I don't want to get involved. I don't know what.
Well, you're the lawyer. There you
go. That's because he's a lawyer.
I walked away from the legal career over 10 years ago. Don't roll me back in. Not a chance.
Game was too tight to play for a real lawyer, so we'll get you on the free.
I just got no money. That's all. Aberdeen stopped doing bonuses. Yeah. Anyway, I better not say anything more about that.
Did you come into that hole? Do you want to find out?
I know. Stop
the podcast.
Guaranteed that's getting edited.
I don't get the podcast royalties like these boys do either. Anyway, away from our custody battle.
Yes.
So with what's this, day 12, 13? 12, day 12. How have you been finding getting your miles in? Has it been just a combination of walking, running?
Yeah, so far, do you know what? Most of my miles so far were walking. Genuinely, I was a bit pathetic about it as well because I had a nagging cold and I couldn't breathe properly. So I thought running was maybe a bad idea, but I have finally got my finger out and been out a bit running. But I think that is the nice thing about Doddie Aid. Like, everyone can get involved and every mile counts. So if you don't cycle, you don't get out and do a marathon every day, that's still okay. You can still log those miles, you can still log those kilometers. It doesn't have to be a sprint. You can walk, you can just do something that gets you moving, gets you outside, gets some fresh air. So yeah, I have definitely found that it's motivated me more. Kind of like you were saying about like, you probably wouldn't have done that run at lunchtime if you didn't have an extra wee push, that extra wee factor. So it has been one of those things where I'm sitting on the sofa and have another bit of Toblerone, and I was like, I should go outside. So it has been that extra push, which is good. My miles are not as good as they should be, but I've still got a few weeks to rectify that. So you've motivated me. I'll join the league and I'll advance myself and give myself an extra push into the world of high mileage.
Yeah, well, we've got an abuse button on our app as well, so we can just throw abuse at you if you're not walking up miles. But have you got a target? Have you set yourself a goal, a target, or are you just going to go for it?
No, I haven't actually. It was just a case of trying to get out. Like, ideally, I was going to say just try and get out like every day and do something, do some miles, get something in. So not yet, but have you got advice for me? Should there be a target? What should I be looking for? What's the target in your sort of world?
Well, I've pulled my calf, you see, so...
It's quite difficult because, like, I was determined that I was getting into this running routine and this is going to get me lean and all that nonsense, right? But then as soon as I seen someone put up, like, 10 miles, I'm like, oh, fuck this. I was like, I need to catch these people, so I'm like, right, I'll just jump on the bike, but I hate the bike. So I think last year we said it first, we were going to hit 500 miles between us. And we ended up getting 1,000 miles between us because we absolutely kicked out of it. This year, it's not going to happen. So, I mean, I'm trying to hit maybe 50 miles a week doing whatever I'm doing. I'll be content with that.
That's brilliant, though. I think that's...
Hold on, 50 miles a week.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Are you doing that on the bike?
Do you 50 kilometres a week?
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. That's less, isn't it?
30 miles, so.
Even still.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Is that, and you're saying that there's bike and running? Or just bike?
Bike and running.
All right, okay.
I think it's like a bit of a joint strain at the moment, so I'm doing more bike.
Yeah. The injuries, the niggles, the excuses. I quite like it because it brings out the competitiveness. Like, I feel like I'm just, I can do a few miles on the walking, and then you speak to people and you're like, I'm embarrassed by those miles. I need to up my game. But I suppose that's part of the fun of it. You don't have to pick a league where people are cycling like 200 miles. You can maybe pick a running league or a walking league. You can get in touch and get involved with your people. Find your people.
Or what you do is in your head, like I do, is I pick random people that are not as good as me and say I'm in a separate league with just them so that I win. It's really good. There's like these 5 people at the bottom of the list that get 0 medals. I'm absolutely whipping these guys. So
I like the way you think, and I'm going to adopt that same approach to the next few weeks for sure.
Jennifer, Martin is a bit of a strange character, right? So he races people on the street that don't know that they're racing him. So if he's walking up the road and there's a guy on the other side of the road walking, he has to walk faster than that guy. And even if they're crossing the road, he has to cross the road faster than the person that's crossing the road with them as well. So don't get sucked into
undefeated.
That's undefeated against people that do not know that they're being defeated.
They're in competition.
Yeah, be careful.
Weird walking politics, though. There is weird walking etiquette when there is that weird person walking a wee bit too fast behind you, and now I know it's Martin. So that's
the thing about it is no one gets hurt, and it makes my day a little bit better. So that's good.
Everybody wins. It's
yeah,
fine.
and then everyone's like, "Why are you smiling?" It's like, I just beat that guy back there. See the guy with his Zimmer frame. I just beat him across the road.
What a victory! You should buy yourself a trophy.
Oh,
I have already. Yeah, I've got some in there.
It's a whole room.
1 a month.
Buy yourself a few edible trophies on the way home.
Yeah, so if you
I beat that guy. Here's a Kit Kat. Hey. But this year on Doddie Aid, one of the things we've noticed is some really mega star names getting involved. So obviously Ewan McGregor for one of those other shite districts. Yeah. But Team Glasgow, Mr. Lewis Capaldi.
I know.
His videos and getting involved in it. I mean, that's got to be a class way for Doddie Aid to get like that publicity up to the next level and get the awareness out there.
I mean, Lewis Capaldi is obviously astronomical. Like everybody knows him, and I think his chant is very real as well. Like his video up the top of the hill with the pride that he felt getting up there was excellent. To be fair, that made me feel better about doing a bit of walking to get me started this year, because I was like, Lewis walked up a hill. I can walk. That's fine. He makes people feel that it's accessible as part of it because he's just having a good time doing it. So I think he's kind of one of the perfect people to tell everyone else about how important it is to get involved and how much fun you can have doing it. I think that's also important.
I think what's unique with this, but it's that this charity, as you said, it's fun. You know, it's not about being the biggest and the best, and you don't have to be, superhuman athletes to do stuff. It's a bit of fun and at the same time raising money and awareness. And I think Lewis is the pinnacle of that. He's the guy that just wants to have fun all the time, and I think that is one of the best things about this charity.
You're right. I think he kind of almost personifies what the message of Doddie Aid is: to get out there, get active, but have a good time doing it. And hopefully by doing that, something amazing can happen. We can make great steps in progressing towards finding a cure for MND. So it's brilliant. Very, very cool.
It was pretty cool. And even better, these with Team Glasgow.
Yeah.
Obviously. He chose the best team. I mean,
exactly.
The team with the most personality, the best chat, and I'm saying that because we're Team Glasgow. And I don't know if I'd be quite as confident up close to other people in teams, but it's like in your head. I don't fancy. I've been lucky enough to meet Eva at a lot of different events and did a bit of filming with her. I don't know if I'd be as confident face to face with her telling her that her team was rubbish, but
do it.
Yeah, I'll give her a call. Let her know. We've had a chat, Eve. Glasgow's much better.
Glasgow's got the best podcast as well, and I'm happy to square go any of the other podcasts. So,
or race them across the street or something.
Glasgow's definitely got the best chat for sure. Always, that goes across everything for sure. Yeah. We're not competitive at all.
Yeah, so your co-host, Mr. Des Clarke. I know that he likes to get active as well. Have you had a word in his ear about getting involved?
Yeah, I have. I've been telling him all about it because we've chatted about it a wee bit on the radio as well, which has been nice. Sort of get updates and trying to remind people that they can get involved. So hopefully that will have helped. But he's quite a good runner as
Yeah.
well. So I feel
Okay.
like I've not confirmed or denied it with him. So I will check in with him tomorrow and be like, "Oh, it's now on a podcast that you're
Yeah. You've been called out,
the
sir.
most listened to podcast in the country, possibly the world.
Yeah.
Second in the
Pressure
world.
on. Get
Second in the
yourself
world.
sorted."
Yeah. Because we will hit that abuse button on him as well, don't worry.
So will I. I do it daily. So it's fine. I do it in person. You can do it virtually. It works.
Yeah. I'm
If
more tougher virtually, to be honest, so that's fine.
if needs must, you can just bump his phone and download the app from there.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. Once he leaves the studio,
Exactly.
I get started.
Get him involved.
Yeah, no, I think he would love to. He is actually very active, and he's like a big fan of what's happening and what's going on. So he might have even done it. I don't want to say he's not or he has because I would be lying to you, and I would say this is all entirely accurate information. So I'll find out and I'll let you know.
That's
And if
cool.
he's not, I'll get him sorted tomorrow. Don't worry.
Team Glasgow, yeah. He definitely be Team Glasgow. Is he a Glasgow boy?
Yeah, he'll be Team Glasgow for sure.
Well, then he's welcome.
If he's not, just break his phone so he can't join.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like Mission Impossible here for you tomorrow now. You serious obligation on your shoulders.
I just
I
can't
know, I'm
believe
feeling the pressure actually. It's a lot, but
I just can't
I'm
believe
going
we're
to
going
take
to
this
get a shout out
challenge.
tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
just looking
Yes,
forward to getting a shout out in the radio. How exciting is that? I can't believe you promised that,
100%.
Jen. Thank you so much.
I'll make that happen. I will. I can do that. I can definitely do that.
Oh yeah.
I got to, tell me what time so I can get my
Right. I'm on 4 till 7. Where would you like it?
for any point, man, just so I can let my mum know. She'll be buzzing.
I'll get you on. I'll
Oh,
get you
dear.
on somewhere in the first sort of half hour, between 4 and 4. I'll give John a wee message and he can let you know. Heads up.
Yeah.
Shout out
Awesome.
coming on,
Brilliant.
and we'll get you hooked up. Don't worry.
That's it. I'm finishing work at 4 then.
Uh,
To be fair,
I'll be on a wee Teams call at work. Be like, sorry, got to go. Important stuff. Bye.
Yeah.
exactly. That's entirely fair. You can catch up. So you do, like on the global player. I feel like I'm an advert here, but you can.
just went into radio mode there.
If you missed it, you can catch up.
No, I'm going to go old school, Jen. I'm going to get my stereo system set up
Get
and
your wireless it.
play and record when it comes on,
Wind it up.
on a tape.
Playing
Oh, I love doing that. I used to record like the charts with all the best songs. I remember running up to a bedroom. I loved it.
That's your dance routine. Well, no.
with your mum.
It's just like, take a mental picture.
He still does that for the charts on a Sunday.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to back that. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Well, Deb, listen, you've given us more than enough of your precious time. We really appreciate you coming on. Really glad that you're part of Team Glasgow and that you're smashing it. Again, just looking forward to seeing how you get on once you join the league. Making sure that you get to the top and beat Rob Wainwright, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, and listen, best of luck for the rest of the month and look forward to hearing your dulcet tones and whatever else comes next on the radio.
Thank you very much. No, it's been great to chat to you. Good luck for you as well. I will. I'll up my mileage. I'll get part of the league, and make sure you tuned in between 4 and 4:30 tomorrow. That's coming your way.
Very well.
Right, thanks, Jen.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Jen.
Jen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Speak to you later.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
She's
There
my
we go.
favourite. I don't care.
Give me the fucking radio.
That's it. I've just ripped the Rue Jackson poster off the wall and hers is going right there, front and centre. All right, she's now my new favourite.
Is this going in the episode?
Yes, I don't care.
She's a class act, man.
Yeah, no.
I think it's what's good is everyone's kind of coming together. Everyone's buzzing for it this year. I said last year, not that everybody was. It's a different vibe this year. You know, I think everybody is just on a different level. You know, it just feels energy.
So it's class about it's like someone like her being involved. She's not. A lot of the people involved are all within the kind of rugby circle.
Yeah.
That just shows the kind of extent and reach of it to get different people from outside of that kind of rugby reach to be involved in it and be so enthusiastic about it as well.
And that's a good thing. It's not. It doesn't feel like you're doing something for charity, really.
Yeah.
You're doing something that's enjoyable, that's competitive. It ticks all the boxes, but at the same time, you're making a difference, which is pretty much why it's so appealing, I guess. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
That's a good fun chat.
I'm telling my mum she'll be absolutely buzzing about this.
So she'll be blasting heart radio.
Honestly, I'm trying to think what else I can do. How can we get more? This is amazing. 15 minutes, lads. This has taken 2 years to get to this point.
We should have just asked if you can get a slot on the show. You know, to think, can we come on?
No, because I'm still in a huff with Des because he didn't reply to my message about coming on the show. So
you can maybe bring that up. He said when he joins the league, it was like, no, you're getting chucked out the league.
I don't want to have to do that thing when I'm in a huff with someone. I don't make eye contact with them, and I just I'm going. Hi, Des.
Yeah.
Like that's
just say things like fine, sure, whatever. You just do you.
I'm not bothered.
Well, maybe you've got an in now. You can say, was chatting to your friend Jen, you know, how are you doing?
Just flag, could you stop sending me your postcode, mate?
You sent me the wrong link. Anyway.
Yeah. So listen, Ali, you make sure you look after that wee calf of yours.
I will.
But Gemmell, that means that we need to try and pick up his miles.
I've already been doing that.
Oh.
Ooh.
You're all right, man. I'm about 50 something.
Yeah, you did well.
I was at 10 this time last week, so that's 40 miles I've done in the last week.
I'm taking a day off tomorrow.
Oh, I took today off, but I'm back tomorrow, so I'm going to be catching up. Nowhere near you, but I'll catch up some.
You're not that far behind me.
I'm on 51 or something.
Jesus, Gemmell, you're on. I'm just doing an update. You're 77. There's Ray Jackson there.
I'm not allowed to say his name.
Minnie is on 51, and Jesus, I'm a bit of a scroll down. Jesus, I'm on 25. Oh my lord!
It took me about 3 hours to scroll down to you.
I know. Whoops.
Because our league's so busy. Fucking tattooers, man.
Need to get more people. I want to get us over the 100.
Well, you're going to get a tattoo if we hit 100, Gemmell?
No.
Honesty.
Gemmell, you went a different shade of white there.
I don't think I can get much paler in fairness.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god. I'll just get the white bit of the cross.
I told you last week I'll get like Mars from a really, really far away.
It's not going to work, mate.
No.
Okay. Yeah, let's try and get
a punt.
But yeah, we'll just need to keep smashing it. Do what you can, Ali. Really do what we can.
Well,
and
I'll be back. Don't you know me?
Just get those.
No
get
big
those walking boots on.
That's Jen's just followed us on Insta, so
whatever.
It's kind of a big deal. Hold on, I'm just trying to make sure that wasn't a personal one. Oh no, it was.
Yeah, like the look of the small guy.
Anyway, right? Should we call it a night, guys?
Yeah, probably.
Fun. When the fun stops, stop.
Keep going.
So we will catch up with you again, everyone, when we're back. I don't know what we've got planned next. Oh, we're probably taking a wee break next week, aren't we?
We might do. Or we might do a little micro episode.
A mini episode, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. So, well, you might be bombarded with shite from us, or you might not. We don't know. If not, in 2 weeks' time.
If there's no episodes, we'll still post some shite anyway.
Yeah, we'll send a picture of Ali's new
calf.
I've got big calves.
Johnny Drama calves. Right, lads, listen.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic. As always.
Take care of each other, look after each other, do loads of miles, get people involved, and we will see you on the flip side.
Adios.
Bye-bye.